Hi and good evening. I'm Loh Jun Quan, 262-260. My group consists of 5 members, which are Ong Lu Hiong, Tan Ying Yeng, Yong Wan Zhing, Ong Pei Yee, and me. So today we are going to present the findings of one field build, operate and transfer project in Malaysia. The chosen BOT project was the Star LRT, a light rail transit project. This presentation will focus on the background and the structure of the project, the reason of failure, and the recommendation or solution to solve the problems. So now let's get started. First of all, the build, operate and transfer model is usually for the large-scale infrastructure project, where the government grants a concession to a private company to finance, build and operate a project. At the end of the concession contract, the company will hand over the project back to the government. That was the general BOT model or operation framework. As I mentioned before, STAR is the light rail transit project and implemented under a 60 years BOT concession agreement. Actually, this project was induced by the vision of the 4th Prime Minister of Malaysia, Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, to enhance and develop the public transportation of the capital city of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. The main objective of this project was to relieve the traffic congestion and improve the connectivity of residents by place to place and enhance the transportation capability of Kuala Lumpur. So now let's see the project timeline. This project was initiated by the Taylor Woodrow International in 1990 and get approved by the Malaysian government. In 1991, the Sistem Transit Aliran Ringan Sedayan Berhad was established as a consortium or an operating company to carry out the project. In the next year, Phase 1 concession agreement was signed with the government, while the Phase 2 concession agreement was signed in 1995. Both Phase 1 and Phase 2 construction was completed and start operation in 1996 and 1998 respectively. But unfortunately, this project has failed in the middle of the agreed duration due to several reasons. Finally, the STAR project was ended in 2002 and incorporated into Prasarana Malaysia Berhad, a government-owned company under the Ministry of Finance, and currently it operates by the Rapid KL and named as Ampang Line. So the other details of the project will further discussed by the rest presenter. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone. My name is Ong Lu Hiong, matric number 254009. Now I will present about the background of the project. There are 2 light rail transit projects opened by the government, which namely System 1 and System 2. Star LRT is the System 1 project in Kuala Lumpur, and this LRT links Santo Timur, Ampang and Sri Petaling throughout the city. Star LRT is a fully privatized company with a 55% funding from Malaysia, 30% held by the consortium, and the remaining 15% come from the foreign financiers. Star LRT is a 27 km LRT project, consists of 2 phases of construction. It comprised 12 km for Phase 1, 11.8 km for Phase 2, and 3.2 km for extend route, which aims to serve the international multi-sport event and the Commonwealth Games. The entire project cost approximately 3.5 billion for both Phase 1 and Phase 2 construction. The cost of Phase 1 construction is 1.28 billion, while the cost for Phase 2 was 2.2 billion. Star LRT has obtained a total funding of 3.59 billion, which comprised of 24% equity, 16% government loans, and the 60% of commercial loans. Specifically, these projects took a loan from the Bumiputra Bank with an amount at 100 million for Phase 1 construction and 1.32 billion for Phase 2 constructions. Throughout the course of the project, More than 100 major works package subcontract were signed. The construction has employed over 600 workers along with a subcontract labor force of 1,500. Besides that, this project has achieved several firsts for the construction in Malaysia, since the company employs many innovative techniques and also keep with the local tradition. Star LRT has fully operated in 1998 and it has minimized the disruption to traffic flow because of use the glue segmental viaducts for much of elevated section. In short, this project has created working opportunities, eased the traffic congestion and improved the quality of life of the local community.
Good afternoon, Dr. Lu and fellow friends. My name is Ong Pei Yee, metric number 255070. Today, I would like to present about the project structure of Sistem Transit Aliran Ringan Sdn Bhd, or known as Star LRT. The shareholders of Star LRT was formed on 13 November 1991. From my presentation slide, the pie chart represents the shareholder structure of Project Star LRT. It shows the contribution and equity of shareholder sponsor. Kuala Lumpur Transit Group Asset Sdn Bhd, which is known as KLTG, is a foreign shareholder and it has 30% of total shareholder contribution. It is the largest shareholder of Star LRT in roles of leading the project, following by Malaysian Employee Provident Fund (EPF). It is the local shareholder and it contributes 25%, and hence it is the second largest contribution. The third largest shareholder contribution is Lembaga Urusan Tabung Haji, which is the local shareholder, and also American International Assurance Limited Company, which is the foreign shareholder. Both of the shareholders contribute the same percentage, which is 10% respectively. The remaining 25% is divided equally to 5 shareholders, which is included Lembaga Tabung Angkatan Tentera, Kumpulan Wang Amanah Pension, STRL Sdn Bhd, Shell Malaysia Sabah Sarawak Retirement Fund, and Upfin Investment Private Limited Company. Among these 5 shareholders, Upfin Investment Private Limited Company is the only one foreign shareholders, whereas the remaining 4 are local shareholders. Each of these 5 shareholders contribute 5% of total shareholder contribution. There are 55% of equity contributed by local financier, whereas the remaining 45% equity contributed by foreign consortium and financier. The total paid-up capital of Star LRT is roughly 680 million ringgit Malaysia.
Good afternoon, Doctor and all my friends. My name is Tan Ying Yeng, metric number 254759. Now, I'm going to present about some causes that make the STAR project fail. The reason of failure can classify into 2, that is, internal and external factors. First, from the internal aspect, the first problem was poor ridership. Real volume of passengers much lower than expectation. This problem will cause STAR can't generate sufficient cash flow to meet debt service and other obligations. From the research, we found that number of the passengers per day using the facilities was far lower than the original estimate. Factor that caused the poor ridership is because the deficiency of LRT facilities and other alternative transportation service. For example, Star LRT didn't provide adequate spaces for passengers, especially at peak hour. Because of the discomfort situation, most of the passengers are willing to choose other transportation service instead of LRT. Second, high financial leverage. Massive loan financing for both phases of construction. High financial leverage happen is because huge amount of financing needs has used in import technology components, building, or equipment. The massive amount of loan will cause Star with a high risk in meeting its obligations. Third, low integration and connectivity. Inconvenient for customer to reach the LRT station. Nowadays, most passengers prefer railway as their transportation is because of the convenience. But if the feeder bus services are not inclusive and did not satisfy the passengers' need, it will cause the passengers start decreasing. For example, maybe the bus station is far from the train station. The passengers need to walk a few minutes to arrive at the bus station. This will cause them unwilling to take LRT as their transportation. Next, lack of risk management. Cause the disparity between actual and estimate ridership and the shortfall of cash flow. Star does not have sound risk management to mitigate the possible risk exposure, such as economic conditions, operation costs, operating productivity, ability of loan repayments, and other interrelated risks. Star is overly optimistic on the project performance. This relevant risk has excluded from the evaluation and estimate performance. Cause the estimate ridership is unrealistic and inaccurate for Star to achieve. Thus, cause the disparity between actual and estimate ridership and the shortfall of cash flow. Next, in external aspect. Problem that make the Star project fail is because of market competition. Affect the pricing policy. In this century, not only one or few LRT services are provided by company. There are still a lot of competitors from other transportation service are making competition. Thus, it will affect pricing strategy. The original fare rate was difficult to achieve the expected return of company. A high fare rate will affect the ridership because the fare is too expensive. Thus, the government requires Star to reduce the fare cost to avoid the continuous decrease of passengers. But with a low fare rate, it will also affect the return and revenue of LRT company and make the company did not achieve its expected income. The income was unable to offset the high operating costs, the maintenance costs of the project, as well as to draw down liabilities. The next problem is economic recession, that is financial crisis 1997. This crisis had affected the original estimate and had impact on the financial viability of the Star project. Because of this crisis, the construction sector decreased 23.5%, manufacturing reduced 9%, and the agriculture sector decreased 5.9% in 1988. The LRT services were becoming inefficient due to the lower demand of LRT services. Last, Star faced a deficit cash flow and insolvent. A daily minimum of 170,000 passengers is needed to hold out the operation cost as well as the cost of finance.
My name is Yong Wan Zhing, metric number 254846. And now I will present the parts of recommendations and solutions. As recommendations, Star has to enhance the current facility and quality of services. First, we suggest Star launch a customer service line to assist and solve the customer problems, inquiries, complaints, and feedbacks. It is necessary for Star to identify the deficiency of LRT operations and the needs and expectations of customers. For instance, Star can provide more benches in every station set a cost for senior citizens or women-only passengers. It is convenient for the oldest people and women, and it can prevent senior citizens and women to get injured. The company also can place a sensor in the station that can directly tell the number of passengers who are waiting and alert the train head off immediately when the train is full. All these facilities might improve Star's image and reputations. Secondly, Star should revise the route schedule to serve the customer at the peak time, and also cancel or reduce the routes which have least or no customer. This action will enhance the LRT capacity and efficiency by reducing the waiting time and cost by relocating the available sources rationally. Moreover, Star is advised to expand a one-stop station service to the customer. We suggest the Star to cooperate with other shuttle bus service provider or operator to manage and provide the shuttle bus service. The company must arrange a schedule of the shuttle bus to the area around each Star stations, especially at the peak time. It gives greater convenience to the customer to reach out LRT stations. In addition, a series of promotion events will attract the interest of target customers. Star can provide a cashback, rebate, and discount to the customers. For instance, give cashback and rebate to those who top up certain money to the loyalty card. Other than that, Star should have a contingency plan to deal with unexpected events such as shortfall of cash flow, overrun operation costs, low operating productivity, poor market demands, intense competitions. A contingency plan is necessary to ensure the sustainability of the company in the long run. Comprehensive contingency plan, the company could survive and overcome unexpected or surprising events that may happen at any time. Last but not least, we suggest Star to introduce a loyalty card, membership card, or travel pass to the customer. The loyalty card is a good marketing strategy which benefits Star from various aspects. Hence, Star could receive funds in advance to ease the financial distress and deficit cash flow. And also, Star could use the available funds or balance from the card to earn additional interest income from investment activity. From another perspective, with the loyalty cards, it gives a better payment resolutions to the customer. The waiting and queuing time of customer reduced and the quality of management enhanced.